So, first of all, let's talk about what you do. Are you a
Mhm.
student or do you work?
I work at the intern doctor at the hospital in the capital of Ukraine. I've been working on this job for 2 years, and I find it pretty helpful and interesting.
What are your future career plans?
Well, I plan to stay in medicine, and I plan to become a consultant at the doctor and to be proficient in cardiology.
Great. Is it a good occupation to have?
Uh, it depends. I could say that sometimes it's really hard, especially when you have night shifts and you feel really exhausted in the morning. But on the other hand, when you meet grateful people and when you see smiling people, you know, actually it makes you feel happy and satisfied.
Is there anything difficult about your job?
Yeah, obviously, there are a lot of difficulties. At first, you always should be updated with different news about treatment and diagnoses, and especially the situation with COVID influenced on us so much. So you always should read a lot, and at the same time, you take responsibility for other people's lives. And yeah, I think it's quite a burden on us, but at the same time, um, I like it. So. Mhm.
Great. Now let's talk about television programs. Where do you usually watch television programs?
I didn't really watch television programs. Maybe I did when I was a child, and I watched cartoons in general. But for now, I use YouTube mostly to instead of television.
What's your favorite show on YouTube?
Uh, to be honest, mostly I use YouTube for my profession. So I watch different medical bloggers or doctors, and I like to see how they share their experience and they discuss different clinical cases. So it's also helpful for my job.
Are there any shows you don't like watching?
Sorry? Oh,
Are
sure.
there
I don't know. Usually, if I don't like a show, I just don't watch it, right? Like anyone around. But at the same time, maybe something really silly or dull. I don't know. But I don't watch this stuff too much, so there is not a lot I can say.
Now let's talk about animals. Are there
Mhm.
many animals or birds where you live?
I live in suburbs, so it's kind of forest next to my house, and I believe there are some animals, but I've never seen any of them. Maybe just some cats and dogs on streets, but I mean, which city doesn't have them?
How often do you watch programs or read articles about wild animals?
Not often, unfortunately. Uh, I spent all my time with reading articles about my work and about medicine. But maybe when I studied at school, I read something about that. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm really informed about wild animals.
Have you ever been to a zoo or a wildlife park?
Yes, yes. Actually, I like being in a zoo. I like looking at wild nature in artificial environment because it also like teach us something, and it also shows us how world could be and variety of animals, variety of life creatures. So actually, I don't know. It's kind of like makes our worldview wider. So yes.
Would you like to have a job working with animals?
Um, I don't know. Not really, because. I think they are cute and they are really nice, but at the same time, I'm not sure that I could handle with them really good because um, it's really hard for me to work with people, and they could respond, they could tell you what's wrong. But animals, you should actually feel them in some way, and you should be on the same vibe as they are, to understand what they really want, what they like and don't like. And I don't think it's easy for me because I'm not really close with the animals.
Thank you. Now, in this next part of the test, I'm going to give you a topic to speak about. You'll have to speak about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes, but you'll have about 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. All right?
Thank you.
Great. I'd like you to speak about a website that helps you a lot in your work or studies. Can you see the task appearing now on the Google document?
Yes.
Great. You have 1 minute to prepare. You can write notes on the document, or you can write them with a pen and paper.
Thank you.
All right. Can you start speaking now, please?
Yes, for sure. There is one site I wanted to talk about. It's called Ambos. I've started using it maybe a month ago when my colleague actually recommended it to me. And the main aim of this website is to let people, let not just people, but basically doctors and medical students learn about medicine, about clinical skills a lot. And there are two reasons to use the site. First reason is if you want to pass some medical exam, and the second is just to improve your skills. So I say that I use this website for a second reason, because I really want to know more, and this site helps me because there are two main parts. First part called knowledge, and the second part called quiz. So this first part, knowledge, it's actually divided into different topics, started from basics to clinical skills. And for example, in basic section, you could learn about anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, like everything you learned on first years of the university. And the second, clinical skills, is actually about different clinical situations and clinical cases. So you could actually find out different strategies or different situations you could try or you could be in at the hospital. And after each topic, you could test yourself with quiz, and you could find out really was it helpful or it wasn't for you. So I think it's a great opportunity for every of us to use this website and to become better, because being a doctor is a great responsibility, and we should try to do the most to.
Thank you. You can stop there. That's okay.
Thank you.
Have you talked to other people about this website?
Yes, I did. As I said, my colleague recommended it to me, and now we discussed all the time. He sent me his test, and I sent him his test. So actually, it's like another way to improve our skills, to discuss something, and I really like it because we can share our knowledge and experience.
Great, thank you. We've been speaking about a website that helps you in your work or studies, but now I'd like to ask you some more general questions related to the website. First of all, let's consider the internet. Why do some people find the internet addictive?
I think that internet is addictive as everything could be addictive. Just it gives us so many possibilities, and it makes people feel comfortable in different situations. For example, if you're sociable, you could find another people to talk. If you're not, if you're more like spend time on your own, so you could do the same on the internet. So actually it's a place where people could realize all their wishes or some of their maybe talents, skills, and feel happy. So I think this is just a tool. So the person should decide what to do with it and how it should impact on us.
What would the world be like without the internet?
I remember the world without internet because when I was a child, there wasn't really common like internet connection, and I remember that sometimes we connected internet instead of our phone line, and I didn't use it a lot because I don't know, maybe I was 5 or 10 years old, but at the same time it was a great time. But instead of send a message someone, you would call, or instead of message your parents, you would write piece of paper and put it on a fridge to tell your parent that you're going out. And I think that, you know, for example, without knowing that internet exists, it's actually easy to live. But when we know its possibilities, I think it would be terrible and a really hard time for people.
Do you think that's true in all countries in the world or just in Ukraine?
Without being hard without internet?
Yes.
I think in every country where internet is available right now, because I think that if you live exactly, it will be the hardest for countries when there are not really lots of possibilities, and internet actually helps people to realize their talents because they can't do that in real life. For example, if it's really some faraway region in Africa or maybe in some developing country, and you can't just go out and do something you want. So I don't know, it's mostly maybe about art or about some job, because you could do lots of jobs about on the internet, and lots of people actually earn money. So I think it's another reason why it will be hard for people, because, you know, it's a way of income.
Now let's consider social media. What are the ways that social media can be used for positive purposes?
There are lots of positive purposes, as earning money at first, because you could actually develop your business in social media. I know one person that actually didn't use social media a lot, but actually he registered on there to promote his book, and I think it goes pretty well because he said he found lots of friends, and it should go in good with his business. And another reason is you could keep in touch with people you hadn't talked for a while. And if your parents or some relatives or just close friends live far away, you could still talk to them any moment you want without being with them in real life.
Why do some individuals post highly negative comments about other people on social media?
Sorry?
Why do some individuals post highly
Mm-hmm.
negative? Yes.
I think it's just a human nature, because people like to be drama queens and try to be dramatic and try to say something bad just to make other people pay attention to them. And I think, I mean, there is nothing surprising that actually started with internet. It have been with us for all time, and just internet helps to show it. So
Great. Thank you. That's the end of this part of the test.